Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard. If you are here for the first time, welcome back. If you're not, welcome home. If that's how this channel sits for you. As always, everything you hear today is completely and totally dependent on your own perspective to this energy, to these messages, to this week, etc., etc. This is the weekly What's Up for the week of the 19th through the 25th of June 2023. Let's, in true Eileen Land fashion, just get on the way. Monday the 19th of June, early in the morning, Jupiter in Taurus sextiles Saturn in Pisces. And then the Cancer moon is going to square Chiron and sextile Uranus, right? So that is kind of an energy that says expansion meets that can do, right, today. So manifestation is yours for the conjuring. So the key here is to keep your story current, right? In the now. We're not looking at what's happened. We're not dragging forth our baggage, right? We're keeping that story and our energy super current. And even if old stories or narratives want to surface, remember that the power to write, rewrite, edit, allow, star in, and stop all of that narrative is all yours. It's all in your hands, right? And if you want to scrap the whole thing and start over, you absolutely can. You have zero obligation, not only not to amplify anything that wasn't aligned, but even to continue it, right? The only person you have responsibility to is literally the human being that you are in this breath, right here, right now. And so anything that is not aligned, bye-bye, bye-bye. On Tuesday the 20th, the Cancer moon trines Neptune and opposes Pluto, which is retrograding now in Capricorn. And around dinner time, the moon moves into Leo. So here's the deal. Resist the urge to check out. An indulgence to avoidance or distraction can really keep you from witnessing something important or something that's really critical. So there is a big difference between being in flow and being simply showing up, right? Showing up is beautiful. Being in flow is the goal. There are some really deep and powerful insights that are absolutely available Tuesday the 20th if you choose to keep your head and your heart in the game, right? So stay alert and stay open while that moon is in Cancer, especially. And then once that moon moves into Leo, don't light yourself on fire, right? Your heart might want to get out in front of you. Just stay grounded, stay focused, keep an extinguisher handy if you need it. On Wednesday the 21st, the Gemini moon quincunxes Pluto, retrograding in Capricorn, in the wee hours. And then the moon in Leo is going to quincunx Saturn and then square Jupiter. And at 9:58 a.m. Central Time, the sun moves into Cancer. Blessed solstice, right? Welcome to summer, the longest day of the year. Very exciting. Happy summer. Thank you. And not long after that, literally less than a half an hour after that, Mercury in Gemini is going to sextile Mars. And then later in the day, Mercury in Gemini is going to sextile Chiron, right? So the day runs out with the moon conjuncting Venus. So here's the deal. The sun's gives kind of like a depth charge, right? As the sun departs. And that kind of charge of static, right, between the sun and Pluto is really going to set a tone for Cancer season, right? Mercury is joining this frequency shift, right, as Mercury sextiles both Mars and Chiron shortly after. these are invitations, right? As Mercury sextiles Mars and Chiron, these are invitations to shine more brightly, right? There's an abundance of light today. So this is about your action, your will, your movement through the world, and how you choose to tell your story. So an interesting and perhaps content creating way for you to do that in your own life is to really be ruled by that sense of home, right? And when we talk about that, we know that we're talking about what home looks like, smells like, tastes like, feels like, right? That sensual experience of home and what that means to you, only self-reflexive. So find that brightest light that is home in your personal experience and shine there, wherever that is for you. On Thursday the 22nd, the Leo moon is very busy. We have a conjunction to Mars early in the morning, shortly after that trine to Chiron, then a sextile to Mercury, and around lunchtime a square to Uranus. And then at night, bedtime-ish, after bedtime, depending on who you are and whether you're a day or night person, Leo, Mars, is going to trine Chiron in Aries, right? That's fiery. So exciting. So the motion of self and spirit might be kind of epic today. Oh, thank you. Right, because this is about head and heart aligning. So we get to claim our journeys in kind of every direction today. And that's kind of exciting, right? So upgrade your narrative. Be in your new movements, right? Forge your path by claiming it, by literally speaking it into existence, right? Walk that path. Trust your resourcing at every step and watch how the universe moves itself to be in support of you. Right? I think it's quite a beautiful day. If you're willing to commit to your story, right? If you're willing to move in the way of your new narrative and release whatever could have been holding you back in terms of that old story. So claim it and then be in it, right? Climb inside of it and walk it and see what happens. It should be quite amazing. On Friday the 23rd, the Leo moon is going to quincunx both Neptune and Pluto before moving into Virgo very early in the morning. Later in the morning, in time for coffee, the moon is going to sextile the sun, oppose Saturn in the evening, and then trine Jupiter. So here's the deal. When you wake up on Friday, get that dreamtime inspiration, right? And then get shit done. You're going to wake up feeling absolutely super functional and totally compelled to be very busy, very productive, very efficient, highly functional. And none of those things are out of the line of useful, right? We love those days. So here's the thing. Even if that is a new story for you, right? Even if you're not that person on the regular, try it on for size and see how it fits, right? See how it feels. See if the shoulders and the elbow has enough give for you. And then if it works, amplify it, right? Say, yeah, I can stay right inside this. This is going to work for me. And then let that be okay with you, right? On Saturday the 24th, we have one major aspect, and that is simply that the Virgo moon quincunxes Chiron. So keep up the momentum of that Friday energy, right? Let that motivation that you felt on Friday turn into dedication. And if it feels like it's a thing you want to do, right, commit. And if not, drop it and feel 100% free to try a different function or not, right? Regardless, don't create a story regardless of whether it worked or whether it didn't. Don't create a big story around it. Let it go, because that Virgo moon has the capacity to have a tendency toward that super critical, hyper analytical energy, right? If it doesn't fit, try again. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. just let it go. Let it go. Release it. Learn the lesson and let that be the only thing you take with you is the awareness of what did not work so that you may configure something that will. On Sunday, the 25th, the Virgo moon will trine Uranus, square Mercury, oppose Neptune, and trine Pluto. Right after that Pluto trine, Mercury in Gemini squares Neptune, and then the moon will move into Libra. So here's the deal. There's a super powerful T-square on Sunday. The moon is opposed to Neptune squaring Mercury, right? Plus, Venus and Mars are both square Uranus. So here's the deal. Mind your tendencies to create anything that is fantasy as your reality, right? There's nothing wrong with conjuring, but if you create that as your reality, any pedestals that you kind of cobble together are absolutely going to be open and perhaps may come tumbling down today in very shocking and very unceremonious ways. So here's the deal. The reality that you're creating and energizing, right, is the one that you're attracting. So your 3D presence, hello, is reflecting your state, not the other way around. What? Your 3D presence is reflecting your state, not the other way around, right? So if you are, if you're going to call it in, make sure that it is exactly what you want. Make sure that it is exactly what you desire. Make sure that it is exactly what you need. And perhaps most importantly, make sure that what you're calling in is exactly what you mean to call in, right? Because a little secret, conjuring is not hard. Banishing is very hard. So make sure that you're starting out appropriately so that you don't have to do that legwork of backing up later, right? Never any fun. Alrighty then. Whew. Shall we get onto this? Yes? Okay. We have the Fool and the Ace of Cups. Listen, what a beautiful set to start this week. The Fool is literally the faith walking card, right? This is, I follow my truth, and the universe hands me everything that I require. The Ace of Cups is the universe handing you something, and all aces, as always, are things that must be received with gratitude and then put into action. We don't put them in our pocket, right? And luckily, the Fool has no place for a pocket, right? She barely has hands for her beautiful flower and her staff. So this is a journey of faith. This is a journey of emotional satisfaction, right? This is, I trust the universe so implicitly that I can go anywhere and do anything. Keep your story current, right? We have no baggage in this pairing. There are no old stories. There are no narratives that are going to come back. We are writing as we move. We are rewriting as we go. And anything that we don't require, we have all of the capacity to wash that clean. And we know that we have zero obligation to amplify anything that is not in our deepest alignment, right? What a beautiful way to start that week. What a beautiful way. Tuesday, the 20th. We have the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. Three of Pentacles, this is mastery. This is how we collaborate. This is how we learn things and teach things. And the Ace of Swords gives us all of that intellectual information. It also allows us to cut away anything that is not in alignment. So this demands presence. This demands your presence, right? And so we talked about this as being a day to avoid the urge to check out and to choose instead to be in flow, right? Witnessing those deep and powerful insights. Well, they're there. And, you know, the Three of Pentacles, right? This is always about craft and artistry. It's not quite Eight of Pentacles, but this is, I'm willing to practice. right? So we're staying alert, we're staying open, and we're staying in flow, right? Where that deepest creativity is, in flow, in that moment. So stay open, and stay in your own exchange. On Wednesday, solstice. Look, I love this as a pair for the day of solstice, especially as we talked about with that Mercury double sextile for Mars and Chiron. Three of Swords is about, first of all, swords are about ideas, right? They're beliefs. They're the way that we create things from our imagination, the way that we create things from our perception. And the three is how we are aware of our feelings regarding loss, betrayal, sadness, heartbreak, right? This is the story we tell around that, right? How did our expectations create our loss, right? We had an expectation, even if it was a betrayal, right? We had an expectation of fidelity or truth or trust, and a betrayal betrays the idea of that, right? It was your expectation that you would be matched, and when that doesn't happen, it creates feelings based on those expectations. Well, the Six of Swords is it's a card of transition, right? So we're moving away from emotionally challenging, right? Water is always emotionally challenging here in these big waves, out to this place of calm water. So this is how we move from upset, unrest, upheaval to something calmer, something drama-free, right? And so we talk about this as really being a place where we're learning to shine brightly and really kind of calling back to that sense of home, right? Outside of this sadness or loss or betrayal, the feeling that comes with the belief. And how can you shine that brightest light on these things and move out of their energy, right? You can do that if you're willing to allow yourself to move. And if you're not, it's okay. But if you want to move, you absolutely have that capacity. On Thursday, yeah, we have Eight of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So Eight of Wands is forward motion, right? This is how am I moving in terms that support my inspirations, my passions, right? How am I moving towards something juicier? Queen of Wands, absolutely, that's what she's all about, right? The juice, the sensual experience of life. This is a day where we talked about the motion of self and spirit may be epic if your head and heart are in alignment, right? This is all about that heart-based motion. The Queen, though, she knows where she's going. She always knows. And so if you're upgrading your narrative, be in your new movement, right? Forge your new path by claiming it into existence and then walk it, right? Conjure it and then move on it, as it, through it, right? Watch how the universe supports you in that motion. Just watch. On Friday, we've got the Ace of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. Beautiful. So the Ace of Wands is really an echo of this energy of what is it that's really got you moving. We talked about this as a day to try something on for size, right? See yourself as productive. Two of Pentacles, right? We've left this emotional nonsense behind. We're saying no thank you to drama and yes please to what we really want, which is a grounded, right, calm life on the beach. We've moved out of our transition from this pain, and the way that we're going to sustain that is to put our feet on the beach and begin to move with those resources. Try it on for size. See how it feels. If it works, beautiful. If not, keep juggling. There's always another option. There's always something else to try on. There's always another way to accomplish or gain or achieve what you want, right? Just be in the moment. No matter what, you can do it. However you're going to get that shit done. However you're going to create your own function. Just keep trying. On Saturday. We have the Three of Cups and we have Death. And we talked about this as a day to keep up the momentum and really turn that motivation into dedication. And again, if you don't enjoy what's happening there, try something else or let it go. So the Three of Cups is a card of shared bliss, shared contentment, right? We're echoing this Three of Pentacles from earlier in the week. However you're choosing to be in joy, however you're getting that cup filled, right? Whatever makes you happy is the thing that you're going to want to amplify. And this Death card allows you to either do that or to let the things that are not filling your cups go, right? Let it go. Don't go back. Don't hash, rehash. Simply try again instead, right? Give your energy to problem solving instead of failure analysis, right? There's a difference. It might be a nuance. It might be subtle, but find it, and bring yourself through anything that isn't working toward that bliss of the Three of Cups. Sunday, look, we have another Two of Pentacles, don't we? And we have the Nine of Wands. So here's the deal. This was that super powerful T-square, right? Moon opposed to Neptune, squaring Mercury, and Venus and Mars squaring Uranus, both. We're talking about being mindful not to create your fantasies as a reality, because that pedestal is going to come crashing down if if you're really not creating and energizing that thing that you can sustain. The Nine of Wands asks you, how are you going to sustain that? How long are you going to sustain that, right? What resources are you willing to devote? And the next card here is always the Ten of Wands, which demands that you put something down. If you're juggling too many possibilities, you're going to have to put something down and commit to something, right? You can only defend a whole bunch of stuff for so long. You can only juggle so many balls in the air so long. Check your 3D presence and see what it's reflecting, right? Does it feel like you're riding a unicycle in a circus? If it does, choose where you're going to devote your currency, your attention, your energy, right? What is it that you want, need, and desire? What are you conjuring? What are you conjuring? Be careful that you don't conjure something that you have to spend a lot of time trying to get rid of. Be sure you're committed to it before you do it. Always for you. Guess what? Everything is always for you. It's how you choose to stand in perspective in relation to that, right? We talked about this week as trying things on for size, seeing how it feels to you, right? With that Virgo moon, not diving into coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? With that Leo moon, not claiming overly self-focused or self-aggrandizing motives, right? With that Cancer moon, not collapsing in on yourself, right? Always staying open in the always for you, welcoming what's coming. Always for you. That lesson is always for you. Here, our oracle this week is the Child. I love this. She's beautiful. Let's see what she's got to say. Alrighty. The Child knows the way to joy and happiness. The Child offers the return of a second innocence, a time born of wisdom and not naivete. This card allows you to correct your course and offers you a second chance. It brings you the possibility of redemption and entering heaven while on earth, right? Redemption. Right? Redemption, coming back from whatever it is that you've been holding on to. A second chance to put down what's not serving you, right? Knowing that it's always for you. The Child is here to release you from the habit of being yourself and to help you acquire the beginner's mind so that you can see life as it is for the first time. Remain open to learning and discovery. Did we not just say that? Who is your spouse or partner today? Can you see them with fresh eyes? Who is looking back at you in the mirror this morning? Become a mystery unto yourself and reconnect with this childlike sense of wonder. The child comes to show you how you can correct your course of life without being punished. Set yourself free from your condition for suffering. You were born unfettered and happy and can be so again if you make the choice right now. The child will help you climb out of the hole you may have dug to recover your sense of play, right? So let's look at all of these cards that ask you to follow your heart, to choose what you're carrying, which is nothing, right? You can never really carry anything, not even your suffering, really, if the truth is told. You can't even carry that with you, ultimately. So be immersed in the dogged pursuit of your own joy and bliss, and see what happens if you make that commitment, right, to yourself. If you stay open, if you keep your head and your heart in the game, right? If you refuse to engage in the construction of any pedestals and you just choose to be your reality all the time, always for you, right? I like it. I like it. Big blessings, guys. Have a great week. Check out my pick a card reading. If you like it, let me know. Take care.